Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into Rapid Reels. It's an online slot game that sort of promises this interesting mix of old and new. So our mission really is to dig into what makes it work based on the details we have and figure out why it hits the mark for some players.
Yeah, and it's quite a specific design choice they've made. Rapid Reels really tries to walk that line, doesn't it? It wants the, classic slot machine charm, but with just enough modern stuff to keep you hooked. It's this interesting mix, simple at heart, but with a theme that makes it feel a bit different.
Okay, that balance sounds key. So how does it actually get that classic vibe? And what's the modern part that stops it feeling, well, dated?
Well, what's interesting is it's a microgaming title, right? Big name, and they've leaned right into the nostalgia. Simple 3 reels, 3 rows, just 5 fixed pay lines. Pure fruit machine style. But the twist isn't loads of features, it's the theme. This whole wild river rafting idea. It kind of matches the fast, simple gameplay without overcomplicating things. Adds a nice layer, actually.
That's clever, keeping the theme consistent without adding complexity. But let's talk about who this is for. Play style, budget. Who's the target audience here? How flexible is it?
Oh, it's really accessible. That's definitely a big part of the appeal. You can bet from just 25 cents a spin all the way up to $25. Coin sizes go from 5 cents to $5, and you can play up to 5 coins per line. So yeah, it covers a lot of ground budget-wise. And importantly, the RTP is around 94-95%. Medium volatility, too.
Okay, explain that a bit. RTP and medium volatility, what does that mean for the player experience?
Right, so RTP return to player means basically over the long run, the game's designed to pay back about 94-95 cents for every dollar wagered. It's an average, of course. And medium volatility. That means you get a pretty good balance. You likely see smaller wins fairly often, mixed with the chance for bigger payouts that happen less frequently. It's good for people who like straightforward, quick action without huge, scary swings in their balance.
Got it. That wider betting range plus the medium risk seems like a deliberate combo. So how do the symbols and, the jackpot fit into that picture? What can you actually win?
Yeah, symbols are what you'd expect mostly. Fruits, bars, single, double, triple cherries, sevens. Classic stuff.
Yeah.
But the one you really want to see is the wild symbol. It's this rafting character. It does the usual wild thing, substitutes for other symbols to make wins. But it's also the top payer itself. If you get it on the right lines, especially playing max coins, it can pay up to 6,000 times your bet.
6,000 times. Why?
Exactly. And if you're betting the maximum amount, that translates to a potential jackpot of $30,000, which is, a pretty big headline number for a game that feels this simple otherwise. It's a major draw.
Yeah, 30 grand potential on a classic style game. That definitely gets your attention. Okay, so beyond just spinning reels, what other modern bits does it have? And maybe more interestingly, what did they choose to leave out?
Well, it has the essentials you'd expect nowadays. Those wild symbols, right? Sometimes they even have multipliers attached, which is a nice boost. There are scatter symbols too, which usually trigger free spins. Always popular. And of course, an autoplay function if you just want to kick back and watch. The free spins add a bit of extra excitement, maybe with multipliers again. But here's the thing, what it doesn't have is just as important. No complicated multi-stage bonus rounds, no elaborate interactive bits.
Ah, so they kept it focused, deliberately simple.
Exactly. That strategic simplicity is key to its whole identity. It doesn't try to be something it's not.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It really knows its lane. Which kind of brings us to the bigger picture, doesn't it? If a game like Rapid Reels, relatively simple, specific features, can find real success, what does that suggest about game design and maybe what players really want? Beyond just, more bells and whistles.
It definitely makes you think, right? Maybe more isn't always better for every player or every type of game. It challenges that idea that complexity equals engagement automatically.
Absolutely. A really interesting point to ponder. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Rapid Reels. Hopefully it gives you something to think about how even a straightforward concept, done well, can offer plenty of fun and potentially some decent rewards too.